Hello everyone, welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you're here today because in today's video I'm going to share with you everything you need to know about creating floral wreaths. Last week I began a brand new series, Floral Design for Beginners, where I share with you how to create floral arrangements, and in this video I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to create beautiful floral wreath DIY step by step. But before we do that, I want to thank this week's members, and they are Laura Ornelas, Amy Montgomery, and Connie Tillman. Yay! Thank you ladies so much for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it because it really allows me to continue to create beautiful videos for everybody. If you want to support this channel, all you have to do is join by clicking the join button in the description box below and also on the main page. So if you want to support the channel, all you have to do is become a member. But as I was saying, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about how to create a gorgeous floral wreath DIY so you too can be a pro. So if you are interested, be sure to stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and as you subscribe, don't forget to turn the notification bell on because you will not want to miss this week's video and the videos coming up next. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna take you into the studio and I'm going to create a gorgeous wreath DIY with 3 beautiful bunnies. Let's take a look. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna adjust a little bit right here, but then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna double secure it with some of this ribbon, and you guys probably have seen me do this for the full wreaths. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna hold on to that block of foam right there, very tight. Actually, gonna do a knot right there, and that's gonna stay right there, and that's where we're gonna put our floral. So we're gonna use the rest of this ribbon also to tie some other materials to it. So now I want to show you this little plaque right here. This came from Walmart and it's super cute. It says Happy Easter, and it has some striped and polka dot bunnies. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and actually just hang it from the hanger, and I'm gonna tie it right here so it's one piece. So I'm gonna grab a little wire that I have right here, and I'm gonna wire this together because what I want to do is I want this to be removable, so that way we can remove those bunnies and then they're going to be able to be taken away, and we'll put some other plaques as Easter comes and goes. That way we can just replace the plaque without having to redo all of the florals. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my ribbon, and this ribbon I found at Walmart, and I cannot believe how pretty this ribbon is. Look at that, it's a stripe, and I'm gonna combine it with a polka dot. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do, oops, I dropped it, but don't mind me if I disappear. I'm gonna go ahead and dovetail my ribbon right here, and I'm gonna do a cute little tail, just a little one. I don't want it to be too extravagant because we're gonna do some florals to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a little belly loop, what I call. And I'm gonna do probably a 4-loop bow. And I love the hand on this ribbon, is so beautiful. Look at that. It just really hangs on to the shape of it. So a 4-loop bow like this, making sure that you have it even so that way it blends evenly. And I'm gonna cut right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring my 1.5-inch ribbon. This is a 1.5, this is a 2.5. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna introduce this guy right here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a loop, and this is gonna be our contrasting ribbon. And how beautiful is this? Making sure that that printed polka dot is facing up like this. So I'm probably gonna do a 4-loop on this polka dot, and I'm gonna also give it one long tail. Look how pretty this is. Don't you guys just love this contrast of polka dots and stripes? It makes it look very modern, very chic, and I love it. And for this one, I'm gonna give it a longer tail like that. So now what I'm going to do is grabbing this guy right here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna tie it all together first. I'm gonna use a zip tie because it is the easiest. And I always like to have all of my materials at the ready because that way you're not looking for your materials as you go. I used to have this coworker that used to say, piss poor prep makes for piss poor performance. And that stuck with me because it is true. If you have your items at the ready, then you don't have to like really be out there taking longer than you should. My ex-boss used to say, you're only as good as you are fast, and that always stuck with me. All right, so now we're gonna fluff this cute little bow, making sure that all of the loops are up like this, and making sure that this guy also goes down. Look how cute this is, you guys. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this guy right here, so I'm gonna tie it right here. I'm gonna go through the loop like so, and then I'm going to really tie it really tight, and I'm gonna use these other ribbons as tails, so basically just dovetail them going up, and always dovetail your ribbons, because remember what I said, if I come to your house and if I see they're not dovetailed, I'm gonna ask you for a pair of scissors. All right, so I'll fluff, you know, I always like to fluff the bows at the end. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring some of this eucalyptus, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna attach into the foam, and look at that. See why you wanna have that foam there, because it really makes it easy to create all the way around. I'm gonna add one here on the top. Remember, what happens on the left happens on the right. It doesn't matter whether you're making a bouquet or if you are making a floral arrangement, always follow those rules. And look at that. How easy was that? You can leave it at that, but because this is Ramon at home, what we're going to do is we're gonna create a beautiful arrangement on it. I'm gonna bring some of this dogwood, and I'm gonna cut my stems right here. You know, I like to cut all the stems at once. So I want some taller ones, and what you wanna do is you wanna give them a bend, a curvature to go with the wreath form. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna attach this one right here and poke into my foam, and look how adorable is that. So now what happens on the left happens on the right. So we're going to basically do the same. We're gonna give it a curvature to meet my bouquet like this. And so now I'm gonna poke right here into my foam like this. How adorable is this? Now this third piece I'm gonna cut into smaller sections like so, and then I'm gonna poke going down. And as you guys can see, it doesn't take but a few minutes to create something really beautiful for your front door that is really going to make a statement. Make sure that this goes into your foam. If you're making this to sell, you know, I always recommend to go ahead and glue it. And so now that all of this is done, what we need to do is go back and fluff our bows, making sure that every single loop shows, and then bringing those tails and dovetailing them. I'm gonna finish dovetailing. I'll put this in the door and show you what it looks like. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, so I want to show you real quick how easy and fabulous this 3 bunny wreath turned out to be on the door. As you guys can see, the rabbits really complement the ribbons. You see that what I did, that rabbits and ribbons. And I love the little dogwood flower because it really just gives it that little oomph that this wreath needed. You could have stopped at the greenery and make the rabbits or the bunnies do all of the talk, but I really love the way the ribbons complement the little bunnies. The flowers really pop from the door, and I think it is a really cute statement on your front door. What do you think? Wasn't that super easy, you guys? All it takes is a few stems of flowers, a piece of foam, a focal point, and some glue to create this beautiful wreath, which kind of reminds me of the members only centerpiece DIY that we did. That is one of the perks. As a member only, you're going to be having an extra video every other Thursday that goes on for members exclusive. So if you are a member, you can go check it out right now. I had so much fun putting that centerpiece together. All right, you guys, so now I'm gonna take you back into the studio and I'm going to share with you how to create a super quick French-inspired wreath for your front door. Let's take a look. Okay, everyone, so as I've told you before, when I am decorating any home for any interior design jobs that I'm doing, I like to start at the door. And I like to start at the door with a beautiful wreath, and today I'm gonna show you how to create a beautiful wreath with lemons, black and white, and a lot of succulents and greenery. So this is gonna be so much fun. The very first thing I wanna mention is a grapevine wreath that we're going to be needing. I have my hot glue pen already melted. I'm going to use a variety of these greeneries that came from Shunera Design Center. They have this cute little succulent and some greeneries that come already taped. I'm going to use a variety of white flowers because I really feel like yellow and white go very well together and it's so beautiful for spring. A variety of other greeneries we're going to use. I'm going to use my wire cutters because I cannot work without my wire cutters. My scissors. I'm going to use a 16 gauge wire that is already pre-taped. I'm going to use some of this beautiful black and white ribbon because it is so fresh and it kind of gives it that French feel, especially when you mix it with some of these lemons. All right, so I'm going to get all of this situated. I'm going to bring my first element and I'll be right back, so stay tuned. All right, everyone, so now that we know all the materials we're going to use for this beautiful spring wreath, I'm gonna start by creating a gorgeous ribbon bow. And you know that I love a white and black striped ribbon to create more like a feeling of a French inspired look with this particular wreath. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach it to the top and then I'm gonna squish it all together so that way I don't get it all stained with my glue because I'm gonna be using my glue pellet skillet. You can find one of those at Amazon and actually even at Walmart because it's just like an electrical skillet. You can put your glue in. All right, so now I'm gonna green my wreath. Remember, what happens on the right happens on the left, and I'm gonna use at least 3 types of greenery for this particular wreath, concluding that everything that goes up must come down. If you follow these rules, I promise you, you will have a very beautiful and balanced wreath. It's all about the balance with this particular wreath. So now that I'm done with the greenery, I'm gonna add some of these beautiful flowers, but first I'm going to fluff that ribbon really good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a knot on the wreath form. That's gonna just give it a little bit of character. So now I'm gonna add some white daisies. And you know what, I also like to do the flyaways, and in order to create these flyaways, I'm going to use some beautiful lilac in white that came from Walmart as well. You can use the flowers that you may already have. You can use brand new flowers, or you can just use some from your stash. After this, I'm gonna add some succulents to the wreath and then those flyaways, because it could not be a Ramon at home wreath unless it had some flyaways on this beautiful wreath. I'm also going to add some beautiful lemons. You can find those at any craft store, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, even the dollar store. You guys have some of these lemons. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a little bouquet right where the knot is. That way it's going to look gorgeous and simple and just finished. Let me show you the end result. You guys, I just want to show you real quick what this wreath turned out to be like. It was super easy, super affordable to make with Walmart items, and believe it or not, dollar store lemons. Aren't those cute? I just love the little knot right here with the mom and the lemon and the succulent. And I love all the succulents in it. I think it turned out so cute. It is fresh looking, it is spring-like, and the black and white really adds that French feel to it. I love it, but I cannot wait to read your comments. So leave me a comment and let me know, what do you think? Are you guys enjoying this video? If you are, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and on TikTok. I'm gonna put a QR code right here so you can pause this video, snap it, and go follow me because I do daily content over there. But now I'm gonna take you back into the studio and I'm going to share with you how to create an alternative floral basket for your front door. If you are enjoying this video, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what tips have you learned so far. Let's take a look. Super affordable. I'm gonna use 1 block of florist foam that is cut in half, and I just went ahead and pushed it in there. I'm also gonna use some green moss that you guys know I'm crazy about, and you can find this at Walmart. I'm gonna use some really pretty purple lilac from the Walmart store, or as I like to call it, Wally World, because I think we're friends. And then I'm gonna use some of these orange ranunculus. I'm gonna use a bundle of Fox Hollow, also from Walmart. Some of these really pretty peach ranunculus, and 5 irises. That's also 1 bundle. For my greenery, I'm gonna use some palm that I had already laying around. Also some of these eucalyptus that I also have, but I know this is from Walmart and they have it right now. And then I have some extra greenery with a touch of fuchsia to just give it a little punch. And then I'm gonna use about a yard of this black and white stripe ribbon that I think is gonna give it a really modern feel to it. And this is from Shinoda Design Center. All right, so the very first thing I'm going to do, now that I have my door piece right here, I'm gonna grab some of this moss and I'm gonna cover my mechanics just by tucking it in like this. And you don't need much. And also I always encourage you to just let it hang out because moss grows kind of wild like that. And I really just like the punch of green right here. And I'm gonna save some of it for the end to show you guys a little trick. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna use some of this palm and I'm gonna go ahead and put one right here, and that's gonna give us some height into our door. I'm gonna use another one coming down right here. Remember, what goes up must come down. And I am talking to you guys when I do floral design about the triangle. So if you only have 3 pieces, make sure that you use it on a triangle like this. All right, to fill in, I'm gonna bring some of this pretty eucalyptus. And if you've been following the channel, then you know that I like to use as many as 3 types of greenery because it makes your arrangement look more natural. So I'm gonna do one on this left. What happens on the right has to happen right here on the left, and that's gonna help us with the width. And then we're gonna bring one down right here on the front. Now don't put it straight forward, just go ahead and give it another bend. See how this one curves like this? Give this another bend and just make it curve the opposite way, and that's gonna give you balance into your arrangement. All right, so the first flower I'm going to add is going to be some of this lilac because it is the tallest. So I want to see how high I can make my arrangement look. So what happens on the left happens on the right. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this corner right here. And what happens on the right has to happen on the left. Then we're going to go ahead and give it a bend down so it spills forward. And I'm going to go ahead and push it right here. And then I'm going to do one more going the opposite way, and see how we have it all the way around. Then I have one last one right here. I'm gonna put right here in the middle. So see how that gave it a balance, and it is all over the perimeter of your arrangement. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring some of this ranunculus, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab it right here so it doesn't move. I'm gonna add one right here. So I'm gonna do 2 on this side. Remember that I like to work in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. And those are just rules that I made up when I was learning floristry. To remind myself, so that way the bouquets were always balanced. I'm gonna do one here, I'm gonna do the second one right here, and I'm gonna do a third one over here. So now we have that orange all over the place. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna fill in with some of this greenery with a fuchsia. And I told you guys, this is gonna be super simple. And look what this does, it starts to cover that foam and then also adds that little punch of fuchsia and that greenery. It's just so pretty. All right, so I'm gonna add one right here and one right here. Oh, I love the sound of foam. I love it. Some of you guys think I'm crazy, but all right, so I have this right here from Walmart. So I'm gonna add one right here to accent, and I'm gonna go over on this side as well. Then I have some of these irises, and because I did 3 on this side and 2 on one side, so what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna do one right here, and then I'm gonna go down over on this side, and make sure you have to go through the moss sometimes, so just make sure you wiggle it because it has to go into the foam. And then I'm gonna do 3 on this side, so I'm gonna add one right here on the top, 2, and always playing with that triangle. So the next I'm gonna put over here on this side. All right, so the last flower I have is going to be this fox hollow, and this is what I call your flyaways. What really sticks out and makes it more daintier, and I just also love fox hollow, whether it's fresh or silk, because look what this does. It just comes out of your bouquet, and it gives it that extra beautiful oomph that you need into your floral. And this is to go with our centerpiece that I show you guys how to make. If you have not seen the matching centerpiece for this, I'm gonna link it up right here and also in the description box below, so you guys can see, because I like to have a cohesive look going all throughout the home. So that way you buy flowers in bulk because you might have a few projects. Okay, so what happens on the right happens on the left. And the easiest way to always remember this is if I'm going to do one up here, and I have to immediately move to the other side and do the exact same thing. So that way it's always balanced. I have a few short ones that I'm just gonna go ahead and use as filler right here, Look how cute this turned out. And as you guys can see, it literally takes a few minutes. It doesn't really take that long. I have a few leftover flowers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just poke them here somewhere. Because at this point it's already balanced, so you can just add some flowers. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a bow real quick. And I want those tails to be probably as long as my basket right here. I was about to say banister. So I want a really simple bow. So I'm just gonna do like maybe a 2-loop bow, maybe a 3. And there's nothing wrong with doing a 3-loop bow, you guys. A lot of people is like, oh, why 3? Well, just because, why not? So I'm gonna cut my ribbon right here. Then I'm gonna show you a quick trick. I'm gonna bring out one of my wires. This is about a 16 gauge wire from my wire box. And then I'm gonna have a stem that I have from the florals earlier. I'm gonna cut this a little shorter, but right here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my wire and I'm gonna tie my bow with this wire right here, right? Then I'm gonna grab this stem and I'm gonna put it right here in the middle of my bow, and I'm gonna really tightly just go ahead and swirl it around, and then you grab the rest of your wire and then just go like chunk, like this, and that'll give you a stem to poke your little bow to the foam. All right, check this out. So I want it to be put right here on the side. I'm gonna go ahead, I might just have to readjust some of these flowers. I'm just gonna go ahead and poke this bow right here. Look how cute this is, you guys. Super simple, super affordable, and this black and white ribbon with all of these colors just looks so gorgeous put together. All right, so this is what this particular door hanger looks like on my door, and I just absolutely love the detail of the black and white ribbon with all of these beautiful spring florals. And as you guys can see, I also covered the wreath hanger with the same ribbon to just give it a more polished look, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, everyone, so for this wreath, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by adding a plaque to my wreath, and I went ahead and attached some pipe cleaners to the back with some staples. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna create a cute little bow. I always like to start with a bow because it really helps me radiate the flowers and the greeneries from it. If you do not know how to make a bow, I have a video I'm going to link down below so you can check it out on a tutorial how to make a bow. Super simple. So once I have my bow, remember what happens on the right happens on the left. What goes up must come down. You insert one on the top, you insert one on the bottom, you insert one on the right, you insert one on the left, and that's going to give you the balance you need for this particular wreath. I wanted to end right where the plaque is. It really is going to create a cohesion with my greenery and with the wreath. And so now I'm gonna start by adding some of these beautiful peonies. You guys, I love peonies. When I worked in the flower shop, it was one of my favorite flowers to work with. And so now I'm adding some rose buds, and this fuchsia is just so spectacular. I love it. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what is your favorite flower. What is your favorite color of flower? I cannot wait to read your comments. As always, you guys, it is my favorite part of Sunday. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends if you haven't. And so now I'm finishing by adding this little bow, dovetailing my ribbon, and I'm going to add the flyaway, which is going to be some of this purple and lilac and some beautiful accents to finish this wreath. I love it. I hope you did too. If you learned something, be sure to let me know. All right, everyone, so I want to show you real quick what a wreath finished looks like on the door. And as you guys can see, it's very cohesive with the pink and the purple and the yellow, and the little plaque right here is so cute. I love the way this turned out and the contrast it gives the door when you first walk in. The florals are very minimal and the bow really does make a statement. I want to add that I did add these extra tails right here, and I just love the way the gingham looks with the other ribbon with the eggs, and I think it is so cute. But what do you think? All right, well, let's get started with this video. The things that we're going to need is going to be a bolt and a half of this beautiful ribbon from Walmart. I'm of course gonna use my scissors and my wire cutters. I'm gonna use florist tape and a 16 gauge wire. I'm gonna use a variety of greeneries. I have some florals like this beautiful orange ranunculus that are gonna go so well with our ribbon. This peach ranunculus and white lavender, and then also I have a bush of beautiful lavender and some of this, I think this is a dogwood. Let's see if I can find out. It doesn't say, but this one is from At Home and it's gonna be our flyaway. So the very first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna heat up our hot melting pan, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my wire right here and I'm gonna put my tape on my finger, on my small finger, and I'm gonna start taping my wire. This is going to prevent our hands from cutting when we pull onto the wire to tie our bows. Okay, so now that we know the materials we're gonna be using for this beautiful wreath with flowers, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start once again by making my bow. I want to reiterate, if you do not know how to make a bow, there's going to be a video down below so you can check it out. It is super easy, and I promise you, if I can make it, so can you. And you guys, I'm having such a blast teaching you floral design for beginners. If you have any questions, be sure to leave it down below so that I know how to answer your questions. If you want to learn how to be a florist, if you want to learn how to make it for your home, for sale, if you want to be doing weddings, I am your man. I'm going to be teaching you all of that on this floral design for beginners series. All right, so now once that I attach my bow, this is going to go on the top, and I'm going to start adding some of these beautiful eucalyptus. If you've been following the channel, you know that eucalyptus is one of my favorite greeneries to work with, and I am so lucky I can find this one at Walmart. It is super affordable, and it's just the base for all of your flowers. So I always try to use something pretty, however affordable. So now I'm gonna add some of these gorgeous orange ranunculus. You guys, these are also from Walmart, and look how bright these are. They're absolutely stunning, and I just love it. I'm going to accent that with some garden roses in peach, and I just love the peach and the orange together. It's monochromatic, and all of those colors are found on the ribbon, and that's how I pull my colors. So now I'm gonna end with some lilac, and that lilac is going to create my flyaway effect, but I do have a special flyaway coming up really soon. So now that I've added most of my lilac, remember to always do a clean drop, because you don't want that glue to be dripping on your flowers. To make sure that you move everything away from the way when you are inserting a flower that has glue in it. That way it's a clean job, especially if you're making this for sale. All right, you guys, so now I'm gonna add some of these narcissus. I love these purple and lavender narcissus. They are so gorgeous, and as you guys can see, this wreath is turning out so wispy, so pretty, and I just absolutely love it. And I'm going to finish this wreath with some beautiful lavender as my flyaway. Remember, all of these colors came from the ribbon. I always tell you to fluff your bow at the end, and then what I'm going to do also is I'm going to add some extra tails by adding some of these stakes with a piece of ribbon. You just dovetail it, and then you create extra bows to your wreath, and it's just going to basically make your bow larger. As you can see, I just add some to the right and some to the left, keeping with that rule. All right, you guys, I'm going to share with you the end result. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends if you enjoyed it. Okay, so I just want to show you real quick what this beautiful wreath looks like on a door. I adore the ribbon, you guys. That ribbon is from Walmart, and it is such a steal at only $3.88. And look at the combination of the flowers. That orange really just pops with the peach and the purple and the lavender. It is so adorable, but I cannot wait to read your comments. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what do you think about this particular combination of flowers and the beautiful bow. Enjoy. So what do you guys think? Wasn't that just so much fun? I really hope that you learned some tips and tricks on how to create beautiful floral wreath DIY. And remember, last week we did our very first floral design for beginners, and I'm super excited to bring you guys future updates like wedding work, baby shower with balloons. It is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to read your comments, so please be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know what was your favorite part. And remember, there's going to be other floral design for beginner videos in the description box below and also right here for you to check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and until next time, you can watch more videos right now. Bye.